on to the next step. Next, you're going to start kicking your feet while you're bobbing your arms. This is the second step to skanking. After that, though, you're going to start kicking, which is the last step. After this, just give this a couple shots.
Make sure it's the opposite foot, though. You see if that's the opposite.
Good job. Now that we know how to skank, let's try adding a few modifications to see if we can make any other skanks.
I would love to learn how to skank. This is a beautiful thing that people have done and created.
Have you started already? Is this where you put in the, like,
yeah,
and then you put in the twinkling music?
Yeah.
And then I go, what the fuck? That's gay. Oh, you gotta skank.
What do you do?
It's like, do what Sami Zayn does. You want to put on his music and then maybe that'll help you? You know his entrance. You know how he comes out. Let's go. Yeah, like that. That's how you skank. That's what he does. He's a ska fan. That's why I got into skanking.
Please stop skanking in my house.
Yes, man.
I'm not into ska. I don't think I'd be into ska. Javier, the microphone is turned up enough to hear things.
And just
I don't know. Can you try to speak?
Okay.
It's picking it up a little bit, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
That's really...
What's been on our mind? We burned out a lot of stuff on our walk to
Fuck, that came out so blurry. Yeah, we were at Sunset.
My
stomping ground. You
Tell us
know,
about
the ghetto, as some people want to fucking call it. Uneducated.
Tell us about
fucks.
growing up near Sunset Park.
It was fun.
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, I did live there when I was little, but I wouldn't say that. I don't have, like... That's just by default. If someone asked me, oh, what's your neighborhood? Where are you from? By default, I'm just like, oh, Sunset. But I could also say Bensonhurst.
Mm.
But I'd rather say Sunset just because it's a little different.
Mm.
It's spiky. It's Asian. I was going to say chinky, but it's Asian-y.
It's Asian-y.
It's getting gentrified.
Arsony?
Yeah, it's a lot of arsony committed. Just not...
I like that.
I guess that's just... I don't know. But yeah, I started off on one side of the park, so like where we came walking from.
Yeah.
And then now I live on where we ended up. So it's obviously very, different.
It's gotta be. I don't understand that I've never been through like the constant, like moving of different places to like different apartments even. Like, what is that like? Even though it's like over the course of years, like, you know.
I mean, when I was little, the first time we moved is because I wouldn't shut the fuck up. And I just keep crying and crying. And eventually we just got kicked out.
Oh,
so then we just moved down the block. So it was the same block, just like a couple apartments away. And then we stayed there for a minute. And that's where I remember most of the shit. I had a friend. She lived right across from the hall from me. I don't remember her a lot, but I do remember that we were like really good friends, and we just always like play in like the little hallway that was there. And I remember one time we were playing handball, and the first thing we were told, was, watch out for the light, don't break the light. And we're like, we're fucking kids, we're not gonna break the fucking light, don't worry, we know what we're doing. And 2 minutes into like us playing handball, smack that shit against the wall, and it just boom hits the light. And I think it did the thing where like it didn't break immediately, it like fell off, and then when it hit the floor it broke.
I like that.
And we just like, looked at each other, dipped.
I fuck with that.
But I have no idea. I can't remember the name, I can't remember a face.
That's crazy.
It's just, I just know that there was somebody there that...
I remember growing up, like, there was one kid that I was really, really tight with named, and I can't remember his face anymore. he used to like, he was a little short. I know he was pudgy. His mom was Hispanic, but he was like really pale white. And he was absolutely obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine.
As one should be.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy how like he moved away when we were like like I was in like 3rd, 4th grade. So like Jose's 10 now. So I was probably like 8 and he moved away. But I still remember that dude was like, that was like my brother. Cause we had sleepovers and shit. And
Brother was in jail.
your brother? My brother. Yeah. One of my brothers was.
I can say that.
It's fine. But the dude was like, I remember one time during probably my 8th birthday, he like got me a toy dinosaur set because I was really into dinosaurs back then, and he couldn't shut the fuck up about it. So he was like, Isaac, you gonna open your toys right now? I got a surprise for you. He's like, can I give you a hint? And my mom was like, okay, please stop. And he was like, I'm gonna do it. And he was like, okay, little cunt, just go. He was funny. It's crazy how like you can have somebody that makes such a big impact on you in like a short amount of time, because that's like I knew him and I was cognitive and aware of the fact that we were friends for like a good 3 years out of the 19 years I've been alive. And those were like little kid years when I didn't know what the fuck was going on 90% of the time. So it's just like crazy to me. Crazy. What about you, Javier? Tell us about your growing up.
Didn't do much. I just went across from PS3 29. I literally lived like right across.
You always lived there in that in that building on Mermaid?
In the deli?
In the deli.
Well, for as long as I remember, when I was born, I was in another building over here.
You were born in that building?
No, I was born in...
No, the $2 taxi.
Jesus.
I was in another building for like 4 months.
Mm.
And then like, once January hit, that's when we moved there. And I've lived in that same place ever since.
Mm. I can't. I don't know how it would be to move.
Oh,
Please stop
that
trying
one
to
was
break your
nice.
own neck.
That was nice.
I can't get with that whole thing. That weird kid that would go around like, yo, bro, listen to this, and just mutilate and contort their body.
Yeah, but I have
in a
to
disturbing
like
way.
actually like Frankie would just like that, no hands. I wouldn't be able to do that. I don't think my shit's that fucked up. I think he had a worse slouch than I did.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm really scared of getting like a bad slouch. I think I already slouch a bit. I'm really trying like actively to walk around like straight back, chest out, pecs showing, and everything.
I got tits. Yeah. I never
nipples.
had friends outside of school.
Mm.
I wasn't that kind of guy. Very, very introverted.
I feel like we all.
Yeah,
To a
and I think
great extent.
that's why we're like
I just remember having this one black kid as my friend.
That's shocking
Yeah,
His
me
name
too.
was Isaiah.
for you
But
to
why?
associate with one.
I had a black
They,
friend.
they don't associate with me, that's the problem.
I don't know if it was pre-K or kindergarten. There's pictures
Oh.
of us
I don't think I had a black friend.
playing with like Power Rangers.
There was a dude on the block, but he like lived back and forth between here and Staten Island. His name was, we were tight, but that was like the blackest dude I ever knew. That I was cool with. Everybody else was Spanish or
What do you mean by
white,
Spanish?
I think. Yeah, it
Like
was mostly
Spanish?
Spanish.
Like Spanish, like
Spaniards.
yeah.
Hispanics. But there was a kid I knew named. I think he was white. I don't know. He had to be. Fucking. I don't remember his last name.
So
He was a Whovian. He was a whole fucking. The nigga was from Whoville. He had like the pointed nose and a flat upper lip. He looked diseased. He looked slightly diseased. It was my main crew in like 2nd and 3rd grade was him and the twins. We were like our own gang. It used to be hilarious because I would come into the lunchroom and would be there and he'd be in between them and they'd be there like his bodyguards and shit. Like his 2 henchmen. You know what happened with her?
No.
She was born with her umbilical cord around her neck. So she was like oxygen starved for the first 20 seconds of her life. And you're fucking laughing. He's laughing, people.
It's not.
It's fun.
Because I'm laughing now because I knew if you would have told me that 9th grade, I probably would have laughed.
Definitely.
So that's why I was like, I was laughing at the fact that I would laugh at that.
You were a devilish motherfucker
man.
back then. You were demonic.
I suck. But
we all, dude. All of us have something about us that I feel
Yeah,
the majority of people that see people that hate.
I still am, but it's more reasonable.
People in the group, I understand why they despise certain aspects about me. Because all I have is this mentality of like, hey, if I'm enjoying this thing in the moment, let me just jump on it and pursue it hard. So if it's a terrible, terrible joke that I'm doing, but I'm having fun, I'll do it. And then we get rants like what Christian said about my stupid, shitty Jay-Z impression.
I wouldn't have sex with me.
I don't know who would. Javier, would you fuck yourself?
No.
Not even a little bit? Not even like a...
That bad mentality.
Not even like a slightly awkward handy?
Oh, for sure. I mean...
Alright. What is up with wrestling?
I like it.
Like, I never could get into it, but every time I see a clip of it,
because you're not.
I love it. It's because the clip is always something fucking hilarious and just out of this world and ridiculous.
You did this.
It's like a lot of like anime that my cousin wants me to watch. It's just too big and dense to get into it. It would consume me.
I guess.
Because I would try to like study the whole history and shit.
Of what, anime or wrestling?
Well, wrestling, the history of it, like more information on like specific things. Anime, I would just be like obsessing over all the plot and all that kind of stuff. I would just be so soaked into the storylines, you know.
I think there's 2 ways to go about it. Like right now at this age, I guess one would be like trying to be that like hipster kid that only watches like indie wrestling. He knows all like.
Whether you watch Japanese defense or whatever.
Yeah, watches like the smaller promotions, knows like.
They like literally kill each other.
Yeah. So like you could either do that, which is like shit that you could only find online, or like actually going to the event, or if you're gonna stick with like the big brands, try to look into the production side of it, because that shit is crazy. And I think it's not something you think about, because I think it reaches a point where you watch it and you don't really realize that there's certain edits that happen, there's certain camera angles that they get and they cut at certain times. And
oh shit,
yeah, you really weren't ready for this, huh?
No.
And you just gotta like pay attention to that shit. And then yeah, but there are certain people that like you watch them kind of like work their way to this position where they're making more money, they're getting, I guess, advertised more. And that's just cool. But it's mainly like, yeah, you grow up and you watch it and you're like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. Like these guys are beating the shit out of each other. There's like flips and shit. But then like you kind of grow up, and yeah, I had like a couple years where I was like, fuck that shit. Like that shit's stupid. But then you go back and you're like, I mean, it's storytelling in more ways than one. So like being able to do that, it's fucking impressive.
I like that. I feel like, I don't know, I would be too much about like, it seems a little silly or something like that. to me, like, to watch it, I would
At times.
I wouldn't be able to, like...
You gotta watch the right shit.
Because I think what I would care for more would be something like MMA and stuff like that. Like, I don't obsess over it to the point where, like...
But they're reaching the same level.
What?
Like press conference fights, like shit talking, like it's reaching the same level.
In wrestling? Or
It's
MMA
the same
is reaching...
shit. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I mean, yeah. The only real thing that I was, like, really, like, watching close for MMA was... Not even MMA, it was, like, boxing. Because it was the Conor McGregor-Mayweather fight.
Yeah, but boxing's fucking, like, corrupt as fuck.
Hmm.
Boxing's way more corrupt than the fucking government.
Isn't boxing like on like a downward trend?
Yeah.
In terms of-
That's
Because
why I
MMA
never
is,
got
like,
into it.
coming into it, right?
Yeah.
Because MMA encapsulates all of that stuff. Because you could put up a dude who knows boxing against a dude with jiu-jitsu, and you just don't know what the fuck is going to happen. Right? But, like, every time I see stuff like that, like, from MMA, like highlights and all that kind of stuff, it's like that kind of really exciting stuff. Like, I imagine that's what, like, really passionate Mets fans feel when they watch a good Mets game, if ever there is one. But it's like...
Moments.
Moments?
Moments. I mean, they're like few and far between, but there's moments.
I mean, that's the thing. You're watching highlights.
Yeah, I know.
And you know, like,
I think
you don't
I would
really know.
still appreciate just, like, the fights, because it's really interesting to see.
You don't really know what you're looking for. I think if you were to watch wrestling highlights,
Yeah.
you wouldn't
I don't
know what to look for. As we're with MMA, you just know, oh man, he hit him hard.
Pretty
He
much,
got
yeah.
that, like he rocked him with that. Like that's what like. when
Believe it
comes
so,
to-
MMA can have some pretty crazy moves. My uncle was watching one. I forget the name of the fight, of the fighters, because I'm not that into it yet.
Mhm.
But there was this one dude who was like, he was like completely pinned down by this other dude, and he grabs this guy's leg and he like kicks him in a certain way that he completely flips over to the other side of this dude, and he puts him in the most brutal armbar. He just kicked his way into an armbar. Like, it was like insects fighting. Like when an insect fights and gets the upper hand and it's just so fast. It was like that. It just didn't seem human the way he moved. And just stuff like that is like, you get these very large, pumped up dudes to just fuck each other up. And it's like, it seems like so far it's a lot safer than boxing, because boxing had quite a lot of fatalities over the years. I don't think there's been a single fatality yet in MMA. I heard that somewhere. So far, nobody's died in like official MMA matches. Like the
Alright.
whole, you know, the one. What is it? I don't know what the. Is it just called? I don't know what it's called.
I don't think anyone's died in UFC.
Yeah, UFC. Nobody's
There were more deaths in wrestling than
for wrestling like during
like
matches?
we've had wrestlers like die.
No one really dies during the
Yeah,
show.
no,
like-
but like
Except Owen Hart, but that was a freak accident.
yeah.
Was that?
He was
there
gonna
a dude
make
who was like in a cage match or like some like
Uh,
thing where there was like a big tall thing and he was climbing up to it. I heard the story about that, and the dude fell like 30 feet and just was gone.
He was like coming down from like the rafters. And he hit the
Owen Hart?
quick release too early. Then he like, I think he like hit the ring post.
yeah, he hit the turnbuckle
Oh fuck!
like right on his neck, and that was just instant.
Jesus.
And then there's other.
That was like
incidents.
during like a major like.
No, they were I think it was before the show maybe.
Mm.
They were
Oh,
practicing.
it was during the show.
It was during the show. Oh yeah, he was making his entrance.
And they continued the show.
Like everybody was
It's
like,
like, I don't know, I guess the philosophy was, you know, Owen would have wanted the show to continue. I guess, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. That's what everybody who's alive can say it, right? Everybody who's alive could be like, well, the person was like this, you know?
yeah. But here's the thing. You bring up like if you have like a boxer, someone has a stand-up game versus somebody like jiu-jitsu has a ground game. There's similar kind of categories. Like you could put people in like certain categories in wrestling, I guess. Just knowing what they're able to do. There's some people that are just able to like fucking bend their bodies in certain ways and get people in dumb positions, and they're like very technical with what they do. And that's fun to watch. Or you have people that just jump off of shit just really quick, and like or you just have like this big fucker that like wins a tag team like championship with this 10-year-old kid. It just depends on what you're doing. And I guess the thing is, you kind of have to buy into it. Like, just a little bit. You kind of have to be like, all right, maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's a chance that, like, this fucking 5'6" Mexican wrestler is gonna beat this 300-pound black guy. You know, maybe. Like, you just have to, like, kind of buy into it a little bit. But again, it's more of the storytelling. It's more of how you perform certain things. I mean, it could be as simple as bad guy versus good guy. But it could also be in depth, like...
It's such a unique thing. Like, there's nothing really like wrestling that I know of, to be honest. It's just such a thing that's, like, there that I'm, like... Everybody who likes this has found the perfect thing. They found the one thing that will fulfill that. Oh my fucking god. No. That one thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, what happened recently, which I don't know. I don't know why I wasn't, like, I marked out for a little bit when I heard that Brian was back and he was gonna, like, he was cleared. Like, I got kind of excited about that. But, like, during the actual match, it was kind of like, ugh. Because then there's just going to be Shane. And you know he's going to... Like, they wouldn't do. But there are times where... Especially with WWE, there are times where it just gets fucking boring. Just because you know the guys in the back want, like, one thing. And they want one guy to, like... It's hard for them to try to do different things. So, like, they'll kind of recycle a lot of things in different ways. And it's kind of like... So this guy came back after, what, 3 years? 3 years of, like, being told that he was medically like, everybody loved this guy. Like, this guy that started off with nothing, fucking worked his way to the top. He's not the biggest, he's not the quickest. It's that underdog story. And then he finally gets his moment, and then he fucks up his neck. Or it's like...
Damn.
So they kind of kept him off the mats for a while, and then they gave him, like, a manager role. He was a manager, commissioner. Manager. And then finally he came back. But the first thing that they did was have the people he was gonna fight against, like, take him out, like, the first, like, minute of the match. So it's like, we've waited God knows how long for this guy to come back, and then you're gonna take him out, and then you're gonna put the commissioner, who's like Vince McMahon's son, and he's gonna be in there for, like, again, you kind of have to be like, all right, it's 2 against 1, and he's gonna last 10 minutes in there. You kind of have to be like, all right, whatever. But you know the other guy's gonna come back, because everybody wants him to come back, but they're still keeping him away for, like, a little bit, and it's just fucking stupid. Like, just
let him have his thing. Get those views.
Just throw him in there, for fuck's sake. And then he comes back, and it's like, oh, nah, I'm not that hurt. And he beats the shit out. It's just like, all right. But that kind of
I don't know, like, the rules of the actual, like, what is the actual combat like, acting thing, like, meant to be, like, because I've seen things where dudes just, like, come into the ring, surprise duffed dudes or something like that, and then other times there's, like, whole, like, setup matches where dudes do complicated setups and stuff like that. But it seems like it's just, like, it's not, like, actual, like, wrestling where it's, like, about submissions. Although I think sometimes they do that, right? It's more about, like, just, like, it's almost just like an anime fight. Just, like, it's all about flashy ways of just knocking this other dude out and just taking damage in crazy ways. Right?
Yeah, because, again, people have seen one-on-ones for God knows how fucking long. So you gotta do something a little different. So that's why sometimes... But when it comes to, like, There's certain types of matches. There's a lot of different types of matches that happen. Like, depending on the company. Because there's some companies that their thing is just beating the fuck out of each other with, like, fucking barbed wire and, like...
Shit.
What are those, like... What are the lights? They're not... It's like that... Those lights.
Oh, like the stage lights for lighting, like a scene, or like black lights?
No, just like that.
Oh,
actually,
the
like,
rods?
Yeah.
Oh, the freaking...
And just, like, throwing each other into
and
that.
They just busted on each... Wow.
So like,
That's crazy.
like Japanese promotions where they literally have these guys fighting like above like a piranha tank or whatever.
Yeah, or against dolls.
I would want to
So it's a
watch
guy
that
just
shit.
it's a guy just fighting like a doll. Or like a little kid.
Anything Japanese or like Korean media wise, I kind of fuck with just because it's
so much
it's
more
its
fun.
own brand of absolute insanity.
It's doing karaoke and you're getting fucking jerked off at the same time.
Exactly, like where the fuck like me and my cousins as a joke, we watched we went to like Crunchyroll or something, and instead of going to anime, we wanted to watch a K-drama. So we were like looking through, and one of the dramas was just like there's this woman, and one day she starts growing a beard, and her life struggle is constantly trying to shave the beard.
I've seen that.
And that's her whole struggle. That's the whole plot of the show. Because it can be anime and like Korean drama and all that shows, they can be the most random shit. Like usually an anime is gonna be like some kind of shonen jump. Everybody's got magical powers. There's a protagonist that's kind of a Mary Sue, and he's like, I'm gonna be the best fucking one. And everybody around him is like, no, you're fucking not. And then at the first sign of trouble, everybody gives up, and he's like, how about we don't do that? And then everybody's like, oh my god. And suddenly he's a god. And then he kills God. And it's just like, that's the usual anime protagonist arc. But then, even then, there's like short mini-series ones that could just be fucking weird. Like, Cowboy Bebop has to have the most badass concept of anything. Just space bounty hunters. That's it. Hook, line, and sinker. You're done. That writes itself. Then there's this one that I saw that I liked a lot called Erased, which was like, it could have been like an HBO mini-series of just like 12 episodes of a dude who gets the power to... Stop.
Yeah, I watched it.
I liked Erased a lot, but it was like down to earth. There's one anime that Isaiah wants to watch as a joke. It's an anime, but it's just a dude who has his life like in shambles. It's just a normal dude, and it's like he's living with his parents, and he's constantly asking them for money.
Yep.
And his girlfriend left him.
Yep.
And it's just like this is just sad. This
my
isn't
life.
sad like how Naruto can get sad. This is depressing.
Because it's too real.
But it's also an anime, which is
I live
funny.
it.
It's like,
But here's the thing, wrestling is stuck in this thing where it's like, yeah, sometimes it has ridiculous fucking characters, but it's still real. Like, those guys are working their asses off 300 fucking days of just pure, just like, or more. I think they get like maybe 2 weeks off.
probably.
It's basically like the circus is
That's
go
crazy.
from town to town.
Yeah, that's a
country to country.
wow. That's actually a great comparison that I never thought of. I would definitely be down to check more of that shit out.
We'll do it in a couple weeks.
I'm down. Just like I gotta check out more Spanish music.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's
how.
like, you said it's like from 12 to what?
I don't know, maybe 7?
Okay.
Will it be that long?
With the greatest
Yeah.
Rumble, I have no idea.
Maybe 12 to 5, the latest. I don't know. I don't know how much they're gonna
Whatever
do.
it is,
Because this is
I'm
like
down.
the first time they're doing
We're
like
gonna
something.
do it like the Grammy one. I haven't finished editing the Grammy one yet, dude. It's so fucking long.
Is it?
It's so long. I'll show you after this. I'm still doing it. Like, to this day, every like
Okay.
couple of days, I try to mess a little
I don't
bit.
think it's gonna come out.
It'll probably come out within the next year.
Because
Maybe.
here's the thing, WrestleMania was 7 hours?
I mean, if you
What?
watch like the kickoff.
Yeah, the kickoff. It was from like 5, 6?
At 5 to like
From,
12.
yeah, from 5 to midnight.
Fuck.
So I don't know how long this shit's gonna be.
It used to be more concise.
Yeah, it used to be like 3 hours.
You know, like WrestleMania, you know, that's the big show, so it'd be 4 hours. That's
Yeah.
fine.
That's like-
And then the other shows
Yeah.
would just be like 3 hours.
Not 2 hours.
The pay-per-views.
Oh, the pay-per-views 3
Yeah,
hours.
The TV shows would just be like
2 hours.
or an hour.
But now it's Monday Night Raw. So here's the thing. Before Raw was like an actual like thing, like that shit was like pre-taped. And then they went to the Manhattan Center. And they started doing shit live.
Oh, really?
Just to
Don't they do
fuck
that
with-
shit at Barclays too sometimes? Because I think I saw somebody was doing. Somebody went there at Barclays.
I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about like years ago.
I know. I'm just asking a fucking question.
Yes, they do it live. They've been doing it live for
I like that.
over how many years? 20 something years?
No,
20
initially Raw was like taped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was Raw.
WCW.
Started doing live
rival
shit.
Promotion.
They spoiled.
They came out with Nitro, and that was live. And that was also 3 hours.
And it was spoiled.
They went directly, like, head to head for like 6 years.
Jesus.
And like in the beginning it was like competitive, like they were kind of on like an even playing field. But then WCW soon like it became like the it thing, and like Raw almost got like cancelled. But then like the Attitude Era started.
The what era?
The
Attitude.
Era. Basically
So shit was like getting ready.
it's like-
and skanky.
It's basically what like the late
Ric Flair
90s. It's basically like what the late 90s like encapsulated, like Jerry Springer and stuff.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Like you have like Val Venus, who's a porn star gimmick.
The choppy. And he had these Asian guys that were gonna cut off his dick.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, every
And
time
then women were
somebody
like
tells me
objects, like
every time somebody tells me something about wrestling, it sounds like somebody making a joke about wrestling plot lines.
no, you don't have to joke about it because it fucking
It's
happens.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. I definitely would love to see it for the pure ridiculousness of it, because like
That's how it
I
used to.
I
You'd
used
have
to-
to watch it like back
yeah.
then. Like right
I'm
now.
down to see it
Right now,
back
there's
then.
like, it's kind of.
You sent me that the McMahon clip with
I
him.
didn't send that.
No, you didn't send that.
Christian sent that.
Oh,
I wouldn't send that.
how long ago was that?
It was like
With him just having another man's face rubbed against his ass. Jeez.
2000s.
yeah, like
2000.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was the Kiss My Ass Club.
Back then, wrestling used to be a lot more like
Edgy.
character and storyline driven.
But now
So
it's like
now
now
it's
it's like
like-
actually like it's
Now
like
they're,
wrestling, like oh
treating
shit.
it like
Mm.
a sport or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like oh shit. It's like I remember because when I would watch, I started watching 2004 all the way up to I don't know when 8th grade was, around that time. I stopped a little bit, but during that time there was this guy Vito, and Vito, it's this big Italian dude, right? And who's his type? Nunzio? Yeah, I think it was Nunzio or some shit like that. It was this like tiny other Italian, like, right? And it turns out that Vito liked to wear dresses. So
Was that a plot twist?
kind of. So it was like fucking this big ass brolic Italian dude wearing dresses, and then if you go back and watch it now, they have to censor it because there'd be a lot of upskirts.
Wow.
And it was just that's like that shit's ridiculous. There's this like really queer guy named Goldust, but he's like super cool, but he's like very sexual.
I remember Gene Schnitsky who had a foot fetish.
Yeah.
Like he
This
walked
shit is
up,
ridiculous. I love.
like there
Punch
was, like,
kick it a babe.
this-
Punch kick the babe.
Yeah, he kicked the baby.
Is that from the same era as the dudes who had the rivalry and one of their dads died and the dude hooked his casket up to the back of his truck or back of the hearse or something and drove him
Big
around?
Show. The Big Show's
Oh,
dad.
Big Show in the plot.
Yeah.
No, that was like a little after that.
It just the ridiculousness knows no boundaries.
That's because Vince McMahon is a fucking like.
He
he's
seems
psychotic.
like a madman.
He's a madman.
That ass
He's
kiss
fucking
clip.
delusional.
His eyes
You're
don't have
delusional.
empathy behind him.
You're delusional.
Like the way you're looking at me right now,
It's
the fact that there's no soul behind your eyes.
It's because she left
what it's
me,
like.
man. Come back. I miss you.
Fuck. I thought you were over it.
Somebody else.
Oh, no, Vince
There's like
McMahon's
three others.
Is John Cena considered normie?
For me personally, there's a love-hate relationship.
Hmm.
Kind of with other people, like The Miz. Like I respect The Miz now. After that match at WrestleMania, I'm like, all right, I get it. But like with John Cena, it's when I started watching him as a little kid, it was the chain gang gimmick, right? So he was like a thug. Like he would like come through and he would rap.
He was the rapper, yeah.
Yeah, he was a rapper. No, it was a different theme.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Was it actually
it was word. It
gangster?
was word life.
Basic thugonomics.
It's the basic thugonomics. I'm untouchable, but I'm forcing you to feel me. Right? So that was like super, like I was like, yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm in
And
pain.
I forget.
I'm in pain.
Against JBL. He went against JBL, went against Big Show.
Hmm.
He just went against a lot of guys that I guess kind of, people were like, all right, we're with him. Yeah, cool. But then it reaches a point where the man doesn't lose. The man does not fucking lose. I don't know whose decision it is.
He's their anime protagonist.
He
He's that
doesn't
Mary Sue that
fucking
perseveres
lose.
no matter what.
And if he does, it's because of some stupid, ridiculous fucking, like, circumstance. Happensack.
That's for the thumbnail.
Happenstance.
Yes.
Stack and flat. Right? And it's like, I get tired of that. Because you'd watch a match and you'd be like, hey, maybe this other guy's going to win. You know, we kind of like him too. No. He doesn't fucking... And that's... When you lose to somebody like that,
Dude,
all your
he's-
momentum's gone.
I mean, at this point, he's done so many Make-A-Wish things. How many sick
But other
cancer
people do it
kids would
too.
be sad?
Other people do it too.
But he's like going.
But other people do.
But I
But
think
you
it's
see
just
how
like
that's the only
like-
shit that you see.
Yeah,
Because that's the
all I
only
know.
shit that they want
Yeah.
you to see.
I just love it when there's like this random cancer kid in like the front row, and after Cena wins his match, he always has to like go to the cancer kid.
Rub his nipple a little bit.
Like, is it like it would just?
Like he's a
probably
good
be-
guy. Like I'm not saying.
Yeah, yeah,
he's-
yeah.
But
I just
like,
how
you
many
get tired
little
of that
kids
shit.
who are obsessed with it would be like, oh my god,
That's
like,
their
would they get
fault.
upset?
That's their fault.
You know, they kind of painted them. They wrote themselves into a corner.
Exactly. Now you need somebody else. But the
Yeah.
guy that they want now, we don't
Yeah.
fucking want that
I
guy.
would probably if I
Fuck that guy.
if I knew how to look, I would definitely look better. Like, go to wrestling for like this just totally unique kind of experience. Like, if I wish I could go look up like the UFC more, I would probably watch some stuff online and stuff like that.
There's a
like,
UFC gym.
just like, cause the sheer amount of like physical battle that's going on is just it's just something that as males we kind of fundamentally enjoy and need. And it's just like I need I like the fact that anything can happen. Like, it could either be like a match where the dudes just like kind of walk around each other for a little bit, throw a few punches, and then just one like little kind of knockout goes on, and it's like, hey, it was a thing. Or it could be like that one clip with the dude who like they started like kicking each other, and one dude kicked the other dude's elbow, and the other dude's elbow was so hard that the other dude's shin completely fucking shattered into nothing.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, it's Jeff.
I don't know why the fuck he. I don't know
Yeah.
what
There's some weird fucking people
They're not
that aren't
listening to
even
me.
supposed to
They're
be
not
weird.
listening to me. They're
not
just
even-
doing shit.
They're not even supposed to be weird, but they just do some weird shit. So here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Johnny's a great guy. But sometimes you just get bored of it. And you want to see other people. You want to see people that, like I said, you see the work their fucking asses off, and you're like, hey, maybe they give this guy a chance. And they're like, no, we like the Samoan guy. He's kind of big, and he's like, yeah, he does stuff, but it's not enough. It's boring. Like, at least, like, when Cena did the stunner off the ropes, like, when he... I was like, oh, shit.
I mean, with Cena, like, you know, he's kind of funny, but like this Samoan guy, I mean,
Seems Roman.
yeah.
I like that.
But here's my problem with that is that people don't like him, and then they try. Alright, so they try to. There's the good and the bad guys. The good guys are the faces.
Hmm.
Bad guys are heels, right?
Okay.
That's the terminology. So I guess they wanted him to come off as a face, because alright, so there's the Royal Rumble, which is 30 men.
Hey.
It starts off with 2 men, right?
Shout out Royal Rumble.
Starts off with 2 men,
30 block.
and then before
Why
it
they
was
murder?
before it was like 60 seconds. Now it's like 90 seconds. So every 90 seconds, one other person would come in. And the only way to get eliminated is to be thrown over the top rope and both feet have to hit the floor. Right? Simple. You know who Batista is for sure.
Yeah.
So Batista had left, and then he came back for the Royal Rumble. So everybody was like, oh fuck, he's gonna win. He's gonna fucking win. We don't fucking want him to win. So then, I guess it was him, and then the last guy with him was fucking Roman Reigns. So obviously people are like, let's fucking cheer for Roman, because we don't fucking want Batista to win, because he's like, kind of like washed up, right? And you know, he's only gonna be here for a little bit, and he's probably gonna leave again.
Yeah.
Let's cheer for Roman. He's like a new guy,
Yeah.
right? So they cheer for Roman, and I think that's where it all started. That gave off like a bad vibe. Like that somebody in the back was like, shit, they're cheering for him, and he's big, and he's like, the thing is, the guy still needs a lot to improve.
Roman?
I mean, like the thing, I think it was
Constantly
working
gets-
at first, but then like when he came back, he was like doing this corny shit, like Survivor Series. I'm gonna cuff this here fist.
Oh yeah, it doesn't
I'm
love
gonna
it.
make it rain in this bitch. You know, like he do like Cena XS things.
Right, so it's just so hard. So now next year, a year has passed. It's the next Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh fuck, Roman's gonna win. So now the tables have turned. Everybody's like, oh fuck, Roman's gonna fucking win. Now this Bulgarian dude named Rusev, he was out of the ring, but he went under the ropes, so he wasn't thrown over, so he wasn't technically eliminated.
Okay.
So he slid back in because he's like, hey bitch, I'm not eliminated. And everybody's like, yo, fucking Rusev. And then everybody starts cheering for Rusev. It wasn't the same thing. They still wanted Roman. So now Roman's just being shoved down your throat month after month after
To this
month
day?
after month.
Damn.
He's headlined 4 WrestleManias straight.
You know,
Wow.
like, I don't really have a.
4 fucking main events straight.
Like, I don't really
And that's
have-
once a year? Jesus.
And that's like the fucking Super Bowl, but fucking bigger.
That's crazy.
It gets fucking boring.
Like, I don't really. Like,
It's like the Warriors constantly making it's fucking boring after.
I don't really have a problem with Reigns, to be honest, but like I don't think like he should be main eventing 4 Manias in a row. When
There's
you're
so
acting-
many other
when
people
you're
that are
acting
deserving.
Like he's like this big superstar.
He's not.
He's not even on like a Cena level.
At least Cena could speak.
Yeah.
That's another big part of you need to like know how to fucking wrestle. You also need to know how to fucking behave, but you also need to know how to speak. Cause if you can't talk in front of fucking millions of people,
Yeah.
what's the fucking point?
True. Yeah.
Then they have to write shit for you, and you end up saying shit like succotash on live fucking TV.
He said succotash?
Or he talked
Succotash!
about little old Roman and the Beanstalk. He's got a
It's this
punch
big
Big
ass
Show in the
Samoan
mouth.
dude trying to be like, and he's saying like talking.
How old is he?
And Cena does, but when Cena
Like
does it,
30.
it's like it's funny.
He's like 30?
Yeah.
That's some dude. That's some shit 70s dudes thing.
Yeah.
Succotash.
Cause you have old people writing his shit.
Dude, yeah.
But there's some people that they just know what they. That's like. But here's the thing. So they're like, all right, here's this good guy, right? But then you start to realize, oh shit, he doesn't lose either. So fuck. And now they're like, okay, so let's try to make him edgy. Let's kind of make him like a kind of a bad guy, but a bad guy you could like. They try to do that, and it didn't fucking work. It didn't fucking work at all.
I'm sorry, just the back of the Discord when fucking everyone will remember that.
Dan's amazing. I understand.
I fucking love that. I'm sorry.
That was a while ago, right?
I didn't peep that.
So they're trying to make him this bad guy, but like cool bad guy, like everybody's
Roman?
gonna like him. Yeah, Roman.
Uh,
That doesn't work either. Just constantly getting booed, and not for the right reason. But my problem with that is that they're still gonna take that as a sign. Like,
Yeah.
all right, so he's still getting a reaction. If you
Yeah.
genuinely, genuinely didn't they do what they did to the women for the past God knows how many years, and just sit there quietly and go to concession stand and take that as a bathroom break. That's what the women's matches were seen as. It's like, oh, it's a little break, it's a little breather. Let's go take a piss, go get some soda. So if you genuinely don't want Roman to like, don't fucking react at all.
I mean,
Because God forbid he tries to do something and he tries to get a reaction out of you, just dead fucking silent. That's like the worst fucking thing. That's telling a joke and crickets. But
Roman isn't getting the silence.
He's getting
right
booed,
now.
so that's still kind of fueling.
Yeah,
it.
as long as there's attention. It's
And then,
like,
I mean,
keep getting it out there. They're still making noise.
He's
You know?
gonna be champion, but it doesn't fucking matter anymore.
I don't understand why. Why would you make a women's division? Like, I understand for like
It used to be
equity's sake.
It
and all
used to
that
be the
kind of
Divas division. Now it's the women. Now they're like the supers. They're also superstars. But they're just women.
stuff. Are they more respected now or? Like,
Yeah, for
relatively?
sure. For a fact. Like they used to
'Cause I
have
can only
bra and
imagine it,
panties
like,
matches.
they used to?
The only way to win that match is strip the other girl into the bra and panties.
Well, that's what I would imagine. Like, the only thing that you would
But
get
shit,
is like
son.
pure objectification, and the only thing is like it would be a no-win situation where it's either an audience that wouldn't fuck with that stuff, and so down to the concessions, or just the only dudes who stay behind
They're
are
just like constantly whistling and like. That's exactly what it was.
yeah. So
They used to
But
like
hey.
Playboy and shit.
I mean, women's sports aren't seen as
You
like
seen
very
the
interesting
Maria Canal
in
sport?
general.
Yeah.
The only women's
I know,
thing
like Ashley.
for sport that's probably considered biggest tennis.
Tori Wilson was amazing. So sometimes they'll take like models and they'll turn them into like wrestlers. So they'll try to teach them, but like it's just there's certain women that just don't fucking like can't even do like the simple shit. Fuck up. Alright. Right? They can't
Yeah.
even do the simple shit. It's like hard to watch. But now there's genuinely like
Remember that black girl that tried to like pin another black girl, but like the black girl was on like, she was like, you know, like this, like
Cameron.
on her stomach.
it was
Yeah,
Cameron
you
trying to
can't-
pin Naomi,
You
I
can't
think.
pin someone like that.
It's just ridiculous, and it's like sometimes it works out. A lot of the times it doesn't really like it just doesn't work. But now definitely there's more attention to women that can actually fucking do shit and actually wrestle better than some of the men, and are willing to put a lot more on the line. And shit, that's cool. But there are
Fuck
some
with
women
that.
that just don't even know how to run. And that's ridiculous.
Then you have some that just fall on their faces.
Is it like
And break their
reality
necks.
shows?
Yeah.
Is it like reality shows where it's like the focus of the writing isn't like for little kids it might be kind of a compelling storyline because little kids just like, you know, big action stars kind of thing, but is it more like as you grow older, is it more like reality TV where it's like a beautifully written train wreck of insanity kind of thing, just like pure trashiness for the sake of I like this?
Very rarely do they do fan service. It's mainly just, again, a lot of the same fucking, like, you can tell, like, what's gonna happen. So, like,
It's
when they do, like, again, it's the same, a lot of this shit is the same story. If you have a tag team, they start off as faces, right? Good guys, they're doing this. Fucking work their way to the top. They're fucking champions. They may lose it, and then they win it back again. But after a while, that gets stale. So what do? Fucking make one of them turn on the other guy.
For no reason though?
Or make up a reason. Like, hey, we're losing and it's your fault, and beat the shit out of you. Like, my favorite tag team of all time was Prime Time. See two black dudes, JTG and Shaq. Was it?
And shit.
And they were losing, and he beats the shit out of JTG because he was the smaller guy, and he's like, "Fuck you." But that's just shit that just constantly like you can tell.
But
You would think
a
a
small guy.
You would think
Like he
it's-
did.
You would think it's something that constantly like feeds
Sometimes-
its fans like so much.
At times.
Because to like wrestling, nobody is like, oh yeah, I like wrestling. It's like you have to be into it.
It's like, yeah, I fucking like wrestling. It's fucking stupid. I fucking hate it. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, it's because we like it that we're just fucking so mad at it.
I like.
But sometimes they'll do, like, really good shit, and they'll, like, make it a bit more different. Or they'll...
when it's like WrestleMania, like, week, that's usually when all the fan service, that's usually when they do that sort of thing. Like, returns or bringing people up from their developmental.
The developmental used to be a joke. It used to be, like, reality TV. They just have to do competitions, and I know for the women there was a kissing contest against the dwarf.
Was it dwarfs?
Yeah, they had to kiss a dwarf.
A male or female dwarf?
A male dwarf.
That's
Then that slowly.
That's steamy.
So then, you know who Triple H is for sure.
Yeah.
He was like, it's kind of stupid. I kind of want to do some shit. So he's like, let me take that, rebrand it, like repackage it, and actually make it like another kind of like TV program, right? So it's NXT. That's the developmental. It used to be FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling. So that's when you bring in either guys that like outside of wrestling, you bring in like football players, you bring in like just other athletes, and that's where you train them, or you bring in people from the independents.
Yeah.
And work them up to that crowd, that small little crowd in Florida, and sort of like try to build their character from there, try to build their movesets. 'Cause you wouldn't think about it, but the moves that they do, like you have to be very specific with it, kind of.
Oh yeah, people just think it's like just pretend punch.
But, like,
I'm gonna jump on you.
But
But
certain
it's like,
moves, it's like, I guess
these
if
dudes
you're-
aren't big for nothing.
No,
you
not
know?
even that.
And-
Like, it's, I called you dick. There's certain, I guess that, like, big guys aren't gonna, like, normally jump off of shit, even though some can, and it's really fun to watch. There's certain moves that just have either a pass to it, or it's like, you can't steal another guy's move. Obviously, you're gonna use the
It's like in rap,
fundamentals.
you can't steal flows and shit. People call you out.
But they do, but sometimes they like do like the
Yeah,
same,
sometimes they
like,
don't give a fuck.
do like the super kick.
Oh, dude, it's the same shit.
Yeah, but
Why
sometimes
do you think
like,
XXXTentacion has been using Drake's flow forever?
Jake's been using X's
Well, they steal from each other, kind of.
cultural appropriation.
So, I want to make sure this thing stays under an hour. Because, yeah. What would you guys say last thoughts about the wrestling topic?
It's fun. You just gotta be willing to put up with the suits. But there's a lot more than just WWE. There's a lot of people that you'll watch and you'll be like, I really like this guy. Hope you just want the best for that person. You're like, hope he succeeds. It's fun. 10-year-olds win championships. Shout out to Nicholas. And then he gives up the titles the next day because, he has school.
And you, Javier?
Don't know, wrestling's kind of retarded.
But you like it.
Yeah. That's still kind of retarded.
Yeah, you have to be. You just gotta be somewhat dedicated to it. It's stupid, but it's fun.
I like that.
You gotta appreciate it to some extent.
All right. And on that note, we shall end